What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel. And if you guys are new, welcome. The support lately off the charts. We are pushing to 1,200 subscribers already. So thank y'all for that. Absolutely blows my mind. Love making the videos for you guys and just seeing all those new faces inside of the community, inside the Discord. So thank you guys so much for that. Now in today's video, I want to go over this banging sniper rifle that we got this season with Witch Queen. Now the sniper rifle that I'm talking about is the fugue, however you say it, 55. This thing is in that Suros original trait class, so we will go over that, going over the PvE, PvP god rolls for this thing, but it is definitely a PvP madman, as you saw in those little couple clips beforehand. Absolutely love this thing in PvP right now. By far my favorite sniper to be using. So this sniper is in our 90 RPM class, just like we have with our 1,000-yard stare and our adored. So it's a perfect PvP sniper in my opinion. Not as much for the PvE side, like I was saying. We have some harder hitting ones in our aggressive frames at 72 rounds a minute that do a little bit more damage and just feel better than this does in the PvE realm. But we're going to go over both roles still, and then definitely be going for the PvP role for this weapon. Absolutely crazy, in my opinion. So to start out right here, we have our basic original trait for this. So reloading grants the weapon bonus handling and reduced incoming flinch for a short time. This is for 6 seconds. Now this is so good for the PvP realm, just because you're reloading a decent amount with only having 2 bricks in the weapon. So it's nice to get this to proc, even if it is only for 6 seconds. That incoming flinch resistance is pretty clutch. So first off, for our PvE role here, we're going to go with extended barrel so we can have some better recoil control and a little bit extra range on this bad boy. Now in our second slot, you have a couple different options, but you go with extended mag or appended mag here. Me personally, I go with appended mag just because this extended gives you a -2 reload speed. So I personally go with appended mag in that second slot. Now in our third and fourth slot, in my personal opinion, you really kind of only have one option. So in the third slot, going with auto loading holster, definitely the best to have here in the third slot. So after 2.5 seconds of having it stowed, it'll reload from its reserves, which is nice when you're throwing hand cannon shots out there, something else to do damage, and then you switch back to this, get your shots off, and then you can switch back to your other weapon, something like maybe Outbreak Perfected to pair with this. Now in our fourth slot, you could go with either one of these, firing range or vorpal. They both give you a little damage increase. This one is a little harder to proc in firing line because you do have to be pretty close to those allies and 2 of them to get the 20% increase in precision damage, rather than just having a vorpal weapon procced all time against bosses and mini bosses with 15% increase in damage everywhere, not just in that precision damage. So personally, I would go auto-loading holster vorpal for that god roll for PvE. Now it's a personal preference and it kind of depends on what you're doing and the actual activity, not just a nightfall versus a GM, but depends on what the nightfall is, if you are in close proximity or if you kind of have to pull away from each other sometimes. So, but personally, like I said, go vorpal weapon for that PvE god roll, but other weapons are definitely better in the sniper slot, like I said, with those aggressive frames shooting at 72 RPMs a minute instead of the 90 that this weapon does. Now moving on to the PvP god roll. This thing absolutely slaps in Crucible with this roll. Personally, I love it. My favorite weapon to use for the sniper class inside of Crucible. Now, like they have on this website here, perfect light.gg, hammer forged rifling is super solid for me, just for that extra range, which range on the snipers inside of Crucible gives you that little extra aim assist. So this one right here is pretty nice for me personally. Now in the second slot, I don't even have to say it if you've watched my videos before, Accurized Rounds is the S tier perk once again for that range on weapons. This is super nice, one of the best perks you can have on any weapon that you're taking in to Crucible in the PvP realm. Now in the third and fourth slot, we do have a couple different options here. One, we have no distractions, so once again you get a little less flinch reduction for aiming in for a second without firing. This can be nice to help you with some of those guys in the back of the map using pulse rifles, because peace of mind is super popular right now. DMT is also still popping, which just makes me sad, but it is such a good weapon to use for a scout rifle, and that flinch is ridiculous, but this definitely can help. Now my play style, I don't really use this no distractions too often, so I go with steady hand, so when I get a defeat on the weapon I get better handling, which is super nice. So me personally go steady hand in this third slot, but no distractions is also a very viable PvP role in this slot. In our fourth slot, me personally, there's really only one option to go with here. It is snapshot sights. It just makes you rip down the sights so much faster, and when you don't have this on, you can just feel how slow and clunky it is when you go to aim. So definitely going snapshot sights in the last slot. It is way better than any of the other ones. Focus Fury might not be terrible, but then again, we only have a couple in the magazine, so this can be hard to proc in PvP for sure. And then you also have moving target, where you get 10 aim assist and reduced movement penalty for ADSing and strafing. So that's kind of nice when you're sliding around corners with this, but definitely not the best compared to snapshot sights here. That is, for me, this weapons god roll. I know we're getting to the end of the season here, getting excited to see how it ends, see where the story goes, and get next season started. Going to be super nice to move on, get a lot of changes to Crucible, get a lot of sandbox changes as well, so super pumped for that. We got a couple more videos coming out before that happens, and then we're also going to be going over some nice Solar 3.0 things coming up here, weapons to maybe get exotic and legendary, and then also some nice exotic armor that's going to help us through Solar 3.0 next season. So thank you guys so much again for watching. I truly appreciate the support and coming back, watching the videos. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.